legendary bubbles, and like a couple of reds, a couple of purples, but still no part.
No part still. That's crazy. I was hearing that the ratio is like 1 in 10 bubbles would give you a part. Maybe you're
For
just
like the
unlucky.
yellows.
It was a combination of reds and yellows. Yeah, Artemis was running the other night when I was running them, and we were talking about it in squad chat.
Oh yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, they've been going crazy. All right, chat. Well, welcome to Voices of the Zone. We do these every Friday night live on Twitch. The chat is interactive, so if anybody has any questions they'd like to ask ASOS War, we'll be asking them at the end of the interview. I've got a couple of amazing chat questions lined up for him already. And Ace, let's get this thing kicked off. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So, Ace, tell us a little bit about yourself, and let's start with your stream because you've been streaming for a little while now. You've built quite an audience in StarCraft, and let's just let you take the floor there and tell us a little bit about how Ace OS War came about, the name, the creation, kind of the whole setup.
Ooh, okay. So I guess I'm gonna start with the name because that's like the oldest thing. Ever since 2017, I've decided to name myself Online ASOSware. It's it was originally supposed to be like an operating software, but because I was in computer class, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna name myself after after my own creation. So OS, it stands for operating software, and then the where in the end is the where. So, I just wanted to make that Ace operating software. But I mean, people originally thought, you know what, the Ace of Spades where, screw it, since I'm all like techie and stuff. As for streaming, how I got into streaming, I actually decided to watch Sludge Wolf one day, and ever since, like, I decided to watch him back in Act One during the Back to the Inside Out event, and I was like, that's cool. It's really cool. He's the most interactive streamer that I have met, and ever since then, I was like, you know what, I kind of want to follow that same path. So I decided to started streaming during the Attack on the Perimeter event, and that's where it all started off right there.
Oh wow! So Attack of the Perimeter, and that was when? Was that pre X or right at X or when exactly was
No,
that in
that
the
was
game? That
that.
was
This
before
was
my time.
this act.
Oh, this act. Okay, okay. So just recently here. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
dude.
very recently.
That's awesome. You've grown really quick. So you've grown the stream from nothing to where it's at right now.
Yeah, so it started off from having no viewers, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep grinding because everybody starts off when, from the bottom, and eventually, we started gaining like a couple of people, like two, and then three. Eventually, we bump up to 10, 20, and then so on and so forth. Especially with drops. I mean, I even like even asked Faflop about it. I was like, hey, can I get some drops? He was like, originally he was like, we'll take it into consideration because I wasn't streaming for that long.
Right.
Until like around after Attack on the Perimeter, I had my first drops event. So I was one of the drop streamers, and we were so hyped about it. Me and Sledge, we were really hyped about it.
Yeah, I bet, dude. That's awesome. We're working on the same thing right now with the Ghost Bravo TV stream. We were told that they were going to be here at the next event. We assumed it would be this event, but we're still not active yet. So I've been working with the Expo team trying to get that figured out so that we can get it for the next one. So I'm really stoked for that. Hoping that comes soon. What was like your experience with your first stream, or what was the mindset that you had going into it when you first started streaming? Like, did you have any like thoughts on how it was going to go, or any kind of anticipations, and were any of them true, or did any of them be completely different than what they were initially?
So honestly, I wasn't really expecting to have people actually know me, because I didn't really see myself as like much of a funny guy or a fun guy to look at or watch. And eventually, I would say the streams sometimes became interesting because we would just me and Jet, we would have like the most abrupt conversation out of
Hey,
nowhere.
I'm just calling in today and letting you know that I died.
uh
So when it came to things like that, I was like, okay, yeah, I was not expecting for any of this to be the way it is right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So were you expecting like the community to like kind of give you pushback or before once you started to kind of get some traction? I know when I first started out, it's like I literally started out and was like, all right, I am just gonna do this to try to grow the NA servers to build some content for other people that aren't currently playing the game to find the game, and then try to help people in the game that just don't know what they can do in the game as well, like kind of the newer players. And so like with that, I was like, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate from the higher tier players for it in the same accord, but turns out I was completely wrong, and the community's been great and super supportive. What was kind of your experience with that? Did you have a similar experience?
Yeah, actually I was originally I was like, "Oh man, there's other people there's bigger players than me, you know. There's people that have
Oh,
been
of course.
playing the game longer than me that are more knowledgeable." And obviously, I would get corrected here and there if I were to make a mistake on some knowledge that I would have, or I would just refer to some viewers to like a different person, like Machine, for example. Machine is always on my chat. He knows more about artifact builds than I do myself. So I usually refer them to Machine because Machine really loves making these artifact builds. But when it comes to like the higher tier players, I never had any sort of hate from them or anything. It was more so just pure positivity. I mean, I've talked to Bagmuncher, I had talked to Theft, I've spoken to who else? Uncle Sam, you know, the people that are literally in the leaderboard, and I was like, dude, this is pretty
You've got
fire. The
mail.
fact that like they're chilling in my chat, and they also liked giving me some advice as well. So honestly, I do love how positive the Stallcraft community is, especially on NA.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a really good time so far. I know our chat's been booming and the channel's been growing just like yours has, and it's been fun just to kind of get in there and do it. And I set a goal when I first started was all I got to do is hit the button. I was like, I'm not going to worry about anything else as long as I can show the video and it works and they can see what I'm doing. If I can just get that every day, I accomplished a win every single day in my goal towards what I was trying to accomplish. What was kind of like the small goals that you set out early on to get yourself to where you are now? So when you first started, what was the mission or the mindset that you had to just keep going every day?
Oh well, I actually was very into like watching Sludge when I first started. So when he actually ended up finding me, I was like so hyped because like that's the dude that I want to be like when I started streaming. Like I want to be interactable. I wanted to be like positive. I want to bring like a positive influence towards the zone and the community itself, especially even people that are not even in NA. I also love bringing positivity over to like EU players and RU players, and some RU players, they were teaching me how to speak a little bit of Russian, and I guess instead, because I like to tell people to drink water, to not to take care of themselves and everything, they actually ended up teaching me how to say uh pizza water, which I was like, okay, I said that completely wrong.
So how do you say pizza
So
water?
I mean, originally how you say drink water is pitful do. So that was an interesting scenario. And well, I mean, the main goal originally, going back to the topic, is just becoming someone that people would just be like, hey, it's Ace, or obviously I don't care. I didn't really care about the money. I still don't care about the money. I don't care about like donations and all that stuff. I just want to bring a positive influence to the people in Stallcraft.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel the same way. I'm not doing this for the money. Like I'm never gonna be able to quit my day job and do this full time. I would love to because it's a lot of fun, but it's never gonna get me to the point where I'm trying to go. And I enjoy playing this game, and we all invest a lot of time in it, which is why I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stream this. I think it could be cool. I think it could be fun. So I'm right there with you. And those that follow my channel and are aware of my channel, any of the donations that we've received have gone back into the StarCraft community. So I actually had a donation, a cash donation, and I went and we're buying premiums and season passes to then give away in the Christmas giveaway that we're doing. So coming up here on on Christmas, the channel, if you're following the channel, you're automatically entered into the giveaway. And we're going to be doing a spin wheel and spinning the wheel until we're out of gifts to give away. And some of the players of StallCraft NA have donated stuff, including Loman, Notorious, and Bandit, as well as G Bombi and Blue Venom and a bunch of others, myself included, have got artifacts for new players. So if you are a new player just getting to the north, reach out to me. I got some stuff to help you out with, some like carry weight and just little things, some green shrimps and things like that. Nothing of super value, but we will be doing the giveaways, and we got some guns, some armors, we got some motifs in there. We have some last season crates that were all been donated. And if I forgot anybody that is donated up to this point, I apologize. So we're looking to give back to the community with anything we do to try to get more people involved in the game. So I just so people know kind of what we're doing, and that, you know, look forward to that to happen on December 25th. We're probably going to do it kind of like midday or later in the evening. I haven't really decided the exact time. I'll post that a little more publicly here as we get closer to that point. But big spin wheel, everybody's name's in it. All you have to do is follow to enter. So it should be a lot of fun.
Make sure to follow.
Yeah, getting entered in. So, what's your favorite part about StallCraft? Why stream StallCraft out of all the games out there? Because I know you said it's not for the money, and it's clearly not for the money. Because StallCraft is not the game to make money playing. Yeah, as a streamer, that's for sure. So I'm curious. Why'd you choose StallCraft to stream versus anything else? I'm sure you stream other games too as you play other things, but it looks like StallCraft's kind of your main game right now.
Yeah, StarCraft is my main game. I did stream like a couple of other games. Eventually, I do want to mix and match here, but mainly StarCraft is my main game, and that's due to the fact that I'm just in love with this game as much as sometimes, you know, oh, I could lose all my stuff, and you know, things happen. You know, that dopamine rush really hits me hard, but it's not just a dopamine rush. It's because like I already invested so much time into this game. Why would I quit now? And investing my time with streaming along with investing my time into playing this game both at the same time, it just works out for me as well. I did try playing other games, you know, like the classic COD or anything else, but those communities are just too high in viewership and too high in streamers that it's really hard to get yourself up there. So within StallCraft, I feel like I fit in a lot better with streaming in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoy this game, and I think that me playing the game, kind of similar to you, like why I got into it was I needed a different game other than Rust and Daisy. They were just eating away too much time, and then you grind to the end, and then it would wipe, and then you'd start over. And I was like, man, it'd be great to have like kind of a looter shooter that had some progression. And then my buddy got me into StallCraft Nox, Sue Kid, and that's why I joined Fuse, because he invited me in to the clan, and I got up to the north, and that's how like my whole StallCraft gaming experience started. And I was putting so much time into the game, and I was like, man, I'd really like to see the game continue to grow. And as you get to that like more seasoned level, I think that's when you acknowledge that there's a good player base, but it's not like EU or RU. And if we had more players, a lot of the functions in the game would work more smoothly, especially like server lobbies for like, you know, tiered players and things like that. So that's when I was like, all right, there's a need for this to get the game exposure and get out there and make it happen. So as you've continued to do this, I'm sure you've had all kinds of fun and chaotic moments throughout your time streaming. What's some of what's one of your most memorable streams that you've had?
So back then, I actually was actually decided to stream StallCraft pre-X, but I was like, you know, very very small, like nobody was watching, but it still had fun. I was playing with my friend Distorted Saint, and he was we were back in the south. You know, we had to like level up the bases and everything. The one funny part about that is that I'm the kind of a goofy goober that would just go ahead and do dens by myself and do encampments by myself and not wait for my friends. So as I'm like doing this den, my friend just tells me to like don't do it. Don't finish it. Don't finish it. He's yelling at me, and I'm like, I'm about to do it. I'm just knifing these piggies, and I'm about to do it. He's watching me do it too. He's like, please don't do it. Please don't do it. And I finish, and he's like, you motherfucker. That was so hilarious. We even have, I guess I can add in another part where we started learning about proto-electrical clusters. Obviously, everybody in the north knows what they are. They would do them. They know how they work. We were trying to figure them out because we were basically still new. So he was a little ahead of me at the time. So I was like, okay, how do you do this? And he was like, okay, I got you. So watch me. He was running around the electrical cluster, right? And he was just doing his thing. And he looked at me and I was like, what are you doing? And he just said, never let them know your next move. He decided to go prone on the electrical cluster and still survive, dude. That was just the funniest shit.
So he had a good healing effect in this build then, and I'm assuming the
No,
science
he
suit.
did not. No. He had a backpack with like a sticky burr and a shrimp, I think. I don't know. We did not care about arties. We didn't think that arties would make that much of a difference until later on.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor in the game that you don't even think about until you kind of get your plus 15 gear, and then you're like, oh crap, what are these artifact things that everyone keeps running? I keep getting slimed out by this guy who's got this full red build. And then you're like looking through it and you're like, oh, okay, well, let me just try getting a couple of these, and then we'll get a get a couple artifacts here and see how it goes. And then you realize you're like, holy cow, these make a huge difference. And then as you continue to build your artifact inventory, you're like, all right, maybe it's not just the rarity that matters, maybe it's the combination of the right artifacts that make the difference. What was kind of your artifact experience, kind of, either building it out? And do you currently have an Elbrus? Are you still using a Buriat, or what's your
I'm
scanner?
still using the Buriat. I do not have an Elbrus.
Oh my goodness, this guy's throwing.
Oh, but hear me out. Hear me out. People have accused me back in the Attack on the Perimeter event. People have yelled at me because I have I was one of the people who actually managed to unbox a red fossil on stream, and it's in my clips.
Oh my goodness.
Um, but after unlocking this red fossil, I was like, okay, I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it, really. And everybody's looking at me like I'm fucking crazy because they're telling me like, oh, once with all this like white shrimps in your arty build,
Oh my goodness.
I've had only white and green arties in my arty builds, and I got accused from it so much. They're telling me, oh yeah, you have all this like plus 15 gear and stuff, but you don't have any good arties. What's wrong with you? So I sold my fossil to get some actual good arties, and I think the rarest arty that I found was a legendary frost. Everything else, I mean, I've been trying to find legendary arties here and there, but holy jeez, it's really difficult to find the arties nowadays.
Yeah, that's definitely the struggle for sure. What's the craziest artifact you found? I asked this on every stream because everybody's got a story for this one. This is one of the most memorable things that happen in Stallcraft. Um, Aside from the pulling
So
the red fossil out of the box.
So it's not actually the craziest arty that I've ever found. It's how I found it and who I took it from.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
back in pre-Stallcraft X, we have a place called Yanov up in the north, Yanov outskirts, and let's just say, for example, I noticed a lot of people fighting up in this like slight cave system on the left side of Yanov outskirts. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go see what's up. And there's so many people fighting for some reason. I did not know why. I killed a rice player. And I was like, oh, cool, all right. And there was like no one left. I was like the only one left because the rice player was just looting bodies. And he had a green atom on him. And this was like back then when atoms were like super expensive too, when they were actually good. So I run back, right? And I think nothing of it. I still use this atom up to this day, by the way, in my arty build.
Oh wow.
I did not realize whose atom it was until I watched Rubber Taco's video on how he lost his green atom. So I didn't know that I took Rubber Taco's Adam until later on, like throughout like the week, where he posted the video, and I was like, oh shit, wait, I have Rubber Taco's Green Adam, so I was like, damn, now I feel like shit. I already plussed it anyway, so I kept it.
That's awesome. So you wound up killing Rubber Taco for his own Adam in Yanoff, and that's what all the fuss was about. And you had no clue.
I
And
had no clue, but it wasn't. But like, I don't know. I didn't think that Rubber Taco. I think Rubber Taco was still in Frontier. So, well, on duty back in the day. So, when that happened, some Rise player took his Adam, and then I ended up taking that Adam from that Rise player. So I was like, oh, I kind of feel bad now.
that's
'Cause there was
awesome.
so many people on that point. There was so many people there just to defend Taco, and my random ass was like, oh, look, an artifact.
Oh wow, that's awesome. So that was the craziest artifact you found. You've unboxed the red fossil. Have you unboxed anything else crazy then? So, since you haven't found anything too crazy outside of the Atom, I guess Atom were super popular. I know when I joined the game, the Atoms
Yeah,
were
they were.
necessary, but they weren't like you could buy one for like 2 or 3 mil.
Yeah, and that was just like for a white one back in the day. Now they're just like really cheap. But I have unboxed a red black hole, a red snare, and a red mug, and a red larva
Red mug,
last
red
season.
black hole, red snare. That's actually crazy. I had no luck last season unboxing stuff, but the season before I unboxed a gold hoop and a gold gill, and I all I wanted was the gold stress vest and the gold um fossil. That was
Fossil?
the two that I wanted. And
Yeah.
I didn't even get. I had zero luck. The best fossil I got the entire time was a blue one. I was so disappointed, but thankfully I had donated a red shard, or not a red shard, a pink shard to a guy that was farming Detour with me. His Hans has shields. We run Detour a good bit together, and we found I found the pink shard, and I had already had a red shard, and I can't remember if I had my second one at that point in time or not. But I found this pink shard, and we were running back to base, and I was like, Hans, what shard do you have? And he goes, I have a green one. And he has good arties. Like most of his build was, at least pink or blue, if not red. And he's like, I have a green shard. And I said, no, you don't. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, check your mailbox. And I mailed him the pink shard and just gave it to him. Well, long and behold, not realizing that it would come full circle. At the end of the event, I didn't get a pink fossil, and Hans had pulled a couple of them. And he had then returned the favor by gifting me a pink fossil. So that was awesome. So shout out to Hans has shields for that one, being a legend. But I thought that was pretty crazy.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, so good things happen when you do good things in this game. I do believe in that. What's the craziest fight you ever had, either while streaming or not streaming, or what's the most crazy PvP fight you've had in StarCraft year to date?
Oh, crazy PvP fight. That's really hard to answer because I've had almost all my fights are just crazy. I guess what were we talking about, open world or sessions? Because I feel like OTS testing and session battles, that was really huge for me, mainly because everybody, you're fighting people from RU and EU at the same time, along with being on your NA account. So I mean, like, it's going around like a 20 kill streak without dying was pretty rad to me. But over in the open world, I do remember I was actually joking around with my friends back in pre-StarCraft X, again in Yanov, and we were deciding, you know what, let's go to Yanov with our raincoats. And that's what we did. We went to Yanov with our raincoats, not knowing the fact that we were going to run into an SBA tank.
Oh no.
But I did ended up killing the SBA tank by just using, do you know the Zivcast? I believe it's the Zivcast knife.
Yeah,
It's an electrical baton. I did ended up using that, the Zeus,
the
on
Zeus.
him,
Yeah,
and it was the craziest, most unlikely kill that I've ever gotten.
that's awesome. The Zeus is really good. People were telling me that I should swim my act tickets on it, and when I had first started playing, and I held out, and I'm really glad I did. Excuse me, I'm really glad I did, but I wanted to get into some of the other knives, and I really wanted the katana because I'm a little Saturn freak. I run around my Wiza skin all over the place. I used to do in Mercside. I used to do all my dailies and outposts and everything in just the Saturn. That was like my signature thing to do. I loved arty hunting. I've only been playing the game for a year now, Ace, and I found over 20,000 artifacts since I started playing.
That is crazy.
Yeah, we go crazy for the artifacts out here. Every mission we go after them. What's your currently like your main PvP loadout that you run sessions with and artifact build?
So main PvP loadout. Well, I like to run an SBA tank for the starter. It's a plus 15. The reason why I do love using the SBA tank, and people tell me, oh, you can use a different heavies. I just like it because of the paint I have on it. Okay, don't judge me.
Yeah.
I do also like using the KS1, for the more closer range. And I mean for the Gauss rifle, if I'm playing like a longer range map or anything.
You just got the Gauss
Currently,
rifle, right?
I did just get the Gauss rifle, yeah, and it has been a beauty.
What's your thoughts on the Gauss rifle? We'll take a quick detour here in the middle of that
Ooh.
conversation. I've been curious to hear some
Okay.
real feedback on it.
So the Gauss rifle, I love its stopping power. It's slightly higher than one of the other snipers. The main difference between the other snipers and the Gauss rifle is just the sheer fact that it does slightly more damage, and I mean it ignores plates. It's not a huge game changer like having a PTRD or anything like that, but it does do the job. Um, I would say, was it worth waiting a whole year to get the Gauss rifle? No, it was not worth getting the Gauss rifle for a whole year. Mainly because, I mean, I could just have a Macmillan or, an L96 and it would perform the exact same way. Definitely the Macmillan. The Macmillan would perform the exact same way as a Gauss rifle if you get it to plus 15. Um, but just the fact that I'm able to ignore plates, the fact that I'm still able to like increase the damage with any like a module, a limb damage module would be such a godsend because that would literally guarantee me one-shotting almost everybody.
Oh, yeah, I think the modules are gonna be awesome when they come out, and we kind of learn more about them. I've been trying to play operations every week just to be able to get the module cores. Um, let's detour back to your container there. So, what's your arty build that you run with the KS1 and the SBA tank?
Well, with the KS1, the only major difference that I have from other people that have a KS1, I like to use the Dystonia from the Attack on the Perimeter event, and the NC Star scope from the Twitch drops, which has been a godsend for me. It is such a huge game changer when you're able to change magnification on your gun. And I also do have a comfortable innard breacher module on my KS1, which allows me to have better weapon ergonomics. And it decreases the draw speed by 11%, but my Dystonia cancels that out pretty easily.
I got you.
But the special part about the KS1 with the module is that I gain stamina regeneration by 5% and movement speed increase by 5% after killing a player for 10 seconds.
Oh, that's crazy. Actually, that's a crazy stat. I've been working to get the
Yeah.
NC Star. I'm close. Don't have it. Want it so bad. I prefer to run like actually shorter range scopes on sniper rifles in this game just because of the render distance isn't that far. So I typically find myself running like the trapezoid reflex sight on my Shaytek, but I don't prefer the bolt action snipers in StarCraft. I really like the QBU and the EBR as a sniper rifle, just trying to hit multiple shots over time because the TTK is so long and the bolt actions are so slow. That most of the time you can shoot somebody, they run away, and you never get the follow up shot, unfortunately. So I've been looking forward to getting that to iron out for sure.
Yeah, I mean, definitely with the Gauss rifle, I can't say that it's way better with the NC Star than the, the 8 times, or I believe it's the 12 times. No, yeah, it's 8 times. Mainly because you could just switch modifications to your liking, especially if you're playing a healer with the Gauss rifle. The NC Star, with the Gauss rifle is just way better since you can just switch modifications at any time, whether your teammates are close to you or like far away from you. It doesn't really matter.
And it just uses the mouse wheel to
Um,
switch that, right?
no, I use a left alt to change my magnification.
Okay,
I have that like different bind. Other people use different binds, but that's my bind for to change magnification on mine.
I gotcha. Mine's a mouse
But
wheel button.
oh, okay, so it's not bad. Oh no, I feel like that would confuse me a little bit. I mean, I do understand it because I play Tarkov, so. As for the sheaf container, I do run a sheaf container for my PvP build. I I have all my RDs are plus 15 except for my Atom, it's plus 13. But I have green Rubik that's rolled for vitality, I believe. Hold on. It's rolled for vitality, bullet resistance, and health regeneration. I have a plus 15 fossil that's max rolled. I have a plus 15 sun that's max rolled. Oh, what happened here?
I don't know. It kicked me out for some reason, so I just re-knocked it.
Oh, it kicked you out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I
Sorry.
got you. There you go. All right, so yeah, the Rubik is plus 15, the fossil is plus 15. It's a pink fossil, the Rubik is green. The pink sun is plus 15. The red rose plus 15 as well, also maxed. The black hole is maxed plus 15 as well. Like all of my RDs are just max rolled except for my scallop, which is also red plus 15.
Are you gonna get
And
that one max rolled, or are you have a plus 15, right? You're just working on the max roll.
yeah, I just need to max roll it and I should be fine. Just 160%. But in total, I'm running about 14.38% vitality and an 88.44% bullet resistance, which is just the main things there.
Nice. That's awesome. What's your favorite PvP gun? I see you have a Pancor in your inventory as well, so you're one of the dirty Pancor users. Tell me about the use of the Pancor. Is it
So-
just mutants, or are you
So the
using it
use
on
of the
players?
Pancor, I used it on the mutants, but the only exception I will see if I see someone using the Pancor, the only exception I will let you like if I see you use it, I will not complain about it at all. If the other person they're fighting is using the KS-23, that's the only time I'm not gonna complain about it.
True, very true. I
So
Blue Venom
yeah.
loves the Pancor. If you ever watch my stream, he'll be running around sessions like, "We love Pancor," as he's running around
Oh,
Pancoring
Pancor.
everybody. I'm like, this guy. He also refers to himself as Chat. So if you see Chat out there, say hi. But
Heck yeah.
he's loving the Pancor. He's a Pancor abuser. But he's a good shooter too. So even if the Pancor goes away, he's got nothing to worry about. The guy's a laser beam. He was running around with like blue artifacts for the last year. Just recently, Bombi and I were like, "Here, take some artifacts," and we started upgrading all this stuff. So he's finally got some pinks in there, and I think he has one red in there now. So getting him geared up too. All right.
Oh hell yeah.
Moving on some of these crazy interview questions. What's your favorite anomaly, aka which one do you hate the most?
Which one do I hate the most? Can I go back in time here and say that it's a black hole?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, back in my day, and I'm gonna sound like an unk. But back in my day, pre Stallcraft X, and this was like late, like early Stallcraft ish. The black holes would not only, immediately suck you in if you just barely touch it, that means you can't escape it, but they would also spread your things, every item in your inventory, all over the place if you were to die to it.
Hmm.
So you would not have a backpack, just all your stuff. No backpack, just all your stuff scattered everywhere.
I don't know which one's worse. I'd almost prefer that sometimes. At least you can get some of your crap back. Whereas before, like now, you gotta like find a mutant to dive in there to then grab your bag and jump back out before you get sucked back in. I could see
Well,
that being
imagine.
beneficial.
I mean, yeah, unless your lost backpack is like somewhere in the water in tall grass, you're cooked.
True, that is true. I didn't even think about that. That's interesting.
I lost my backpack so many times because of that, and it's been so annoying back in the day. But I mean, I guess early Stallcraft, like today's Stallcraft, the black holes aren't my main concern. I feel like the worst anomaly would be the glass arties. Because you barely see them, you walk into them, and then, you would just lay down, right? And, they would cause a little bit of bleed, who cares? But then for some odd reason, I'm not sure if it's just me, but for some reason, that effect will just decrease your HP to just 1% for some reason. You just gotta spam heal like it's no tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. So you hate the black holes. I think that's been like a general consensus. Everyone that we've talked to said the same thing. The black hole is their least favorite art anomaly in the game. I personally agree. I don't like those. I die to them probably the most out of everything. Um, that's definitely
Did he
high up there, for sure.
did he ask them like what's their favorite, like actual favorite anomaly?
Well, bounce pads is I think everyone's favorite.
Bounce
anomaly.
pads. That's everybody's favorite.
Especially since they added
is
them
so
to lie you
fun.
back. They're great.
Yeah. The best anomaly ever. Love those guys.
Absolutely. What's your PvP playstyle? Are you like more of a pusher, like an aggressive player? Do you play a little more passively? Do you play like the guy in Tarkov who likes to sit on the top and like talk about his cheese that he's got out there? And
No.
that guy's
No, I
hilarious.
really love pushing. I love being an aggressive player. Even as heavy and as slow as I am with this SBA, I love pushing.
That's
I don't know, it's
awesome.
just like my play style, I don't care if there's like 3, 4 people on an outpost that are not my friendlies. I will still push it. I don't care.
Same. I'm the exact same way. I'm like, hold my beer. I'll be right back. There's 5 of them in this building. That's exactly it. I think that's just the most fun. I mean, chances are you're gonna die, but the one time that you win that fight, it's worth every second of death that you had
So
before
worth
that.
it.
Yeah. Are
So
you
worth it, yep.
are you a big energy drink, coffee? Like what's your kind of like pre-stream kind of go to for a little bit of energy after that long day at work to then hop on the stream and have that
Ooh.
explosive energy that you have?
Pre-stream. So I have multiple different things that I would probably go for. Not at the same time, obviously, but I mean, if I'm on my way home and I really need to like get going, I really need to stream, I would probably get myself a Red Bull or a Monster. Obviously, that's not good for you, so don't don't drink that. Don't rely on that. I do, but if I'm like more relaxed, I'd probably drink like a coffee. You
Okay.
know, get a little bit of energy, but I mean, overall, like 9 times out of 10, I'm already energetic before I stream, so I don't really need anything. I just need to grab my water bottle and I'm good.
Absolutely. Are you a PvP demon? Are you like a PvE grinder? Or are you like a collector in the game? Like, do you like just leave base, go for PvP, or do you leave base and then go try to grind like new gun or an event? Or what's kind of your go to?
I like to say that I have a mixture of both. I'm pretty hybrid on that. If there's like an action, like if the event is new, and everybody's on it, obviously I'm gonna hop on it.
Yeah.
But after like a little bit of grinding or so for like an event or whatever that I'm grinding for, if I'm just like strictly just grinding and it gets boring to me sometimes. So when my friends hop on, they like to go for PvP strictly. So I would be like, hell yeah, let's go PvP real quick. Let's go. I'm down for it. So it just depends for me. I like I'm just a hybrid in both sections.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you play with a couple other streamers from watching your stream myself. Who are some of the other streamers that you play with, or some of the other players that you play with?
Oh, my boys. So the first one that I like to say is Sludge Wolf. Well, now he goes by Sludge because he recently changed his name.
He's a
But
goat.
it's Sludge. He is the goat. He is the most like friendly, most like like I would I would say energetic. I feel like I would call myself pretty energetic. But he's really out there, you know. He you can vibe with him. You can chill with him. You had a long day of work, you had a long day of school, whatever you're doing. You know, if you pop into a stream, you're gonna vibe.
Very
Uh,
true.
he's one. He's in Covenant as well. I did literally make a Covenant character just so I can play with him sometimes.
Yeah, we were
Um,
talking about that the other night. We're like, dude, Ace needs to get on his Cub character more. I have a Frontier character, but he's still in pink gear. I haven't gotten him red gear yet, but yeah, you definitely should play with him.
as for the other person, I also play with Animus. Animus is also in Covenant. He's also really chill, super chill. In fact, that like I don't know. I feel like he's the most nonchalant NA streamer that I've met in my life. Like, if something were to bother him, he would just say, "Dude, what the fuck," and then just continue his day. That's it. Like nothing happened.
Yeah, he's very like unfazed by the bad event that just took place for sure. I was doing the first night that the portals were out. Him and I were running portals in Forge, and we were having a lot of contest over the portals. And he was just like, "All right, well I died. I'll be right back." It was crazy. I was like, man, this is crazy. I was like, that's actually when I found out that you could do portals in other areas. Like I was in Detour looking for artifacts, and I was like, I'm just gonna scan here, see what I can find. The first time I scanned in Detour, I found a red portal, so I was like, oh, this is awesome. So those that you didn't know that are portal
Nice.
chasing, I did some tutorial. Like I'm doing more tutorial videos, but I did one already, and I'm gonna do all the bosses over time. And I've been putting them on the YouTube channel. But you can actually get the red and gold portals in Inflow Mines, Detour Reflection, Stillwater Labs, and Forge. So you can go a couple different places to find them. So if one area is super contested, go check out some of the others. So I don't know if you guys all were aware of that or not, but some
Yeah,
fun
I
little
mean,
tips.
I found out that I actually found out today that red portals can be found in inflow. So I've done like one or two there, and then I just moved back to Forge, or how my RU friends call it, Oven 11, because that's how they say it in Russia. They call it Oven 11, and I love it.
That's awesome.
But yeah. Legendaries, I usually find them in Forge, so I would assume that you can only find legendaries over in Forge and Stillwaters.
Yeah. Yeah, you can find like what pink portals in like the base faction areas, so, like Serpentine, Institute, and Coverbode, and what's the frontier one called?
Barrier.
The Barrier. Yep. So you can find. I don't think you can find reds there though. I think you can only find the pinks.
Yeah, only pinks.
If your stream had a warning label, what would it say? Watch out for the lizard.
Watch. No, I mean, watch out for the lizard. But I mean, man, dude, some people can be sus in chat sometimes. I think it's like, hey, people are so. I don't know. It's people are so unfazed nowadays. I don't feel like there should be a warning label anymore.
There are no warning labels.
But there are no I mean, there's warning labels. Yeah, there should be warning labels. I feel like warning. Chat is a little too sus. Be warned. On top. I feel like there's like 2, 3 people that like to say the most sus comments, and it's just, it's there. But do I mind? No.
That's funny. What's one of the biggest curses of a streamer? Lag, crashes, trolls, accidental self-destruction moments.
So I can answer that for a couple of people, for a couple of streamers.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh my goodness. Hold on, you mind giving me one brief moment?
Yeah, take your time, And then chat, while he's taking a second, don't forget to ask any questions. I'm going to scroll back through the chat logs here, and we'll start asking all the chat questions. So if anybody has questions for Ace, go ahead and drop them in there.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, someone gifted a Prime sub.
Oh no, you're good. You're fine. You could shout out people for gifting right now during the stream if you want. Mid interview, no big deal.
Well, I'd just like to appreciate Hayoki for coming in and subbing in with Prime. Appreciate you. Much love.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hioki, you're the goat for that, man. We all love when that happens. It's such a hype moment for us streamers, especially even the follows. I know it sounds so trivial because it doesn't cost anything, and we don't really get anything other than the follow, but we appreciate it. It's the most exciting thing as a streamer, as you're streaming, and even if you're having a long day and that someone hits that follow button, it's the most exciting part of our day for sure. We love it. We love to see it. All right, getting back to it. So what's your streamer curse? Lag, crashes, trolls, accidental
So,
self-destruction moments.
my streamer curse. I mean, I could answer the streamer curse for like so many other streamers, but I'm only gonna answer mine. Just keep it like, you know, only here, because some other streamer recently has been dealing with some issues. But my streamer curse, I did fix it. I had bad lag, like really bad lag.
Yeah.
My CPU was like at like 90%, like 90 degrees Celsius, and it would just like, my stream would just lag at like 15 frames per second. It was just bad.
Ooh,
What I did, I was just upgraded my CPU and the cooler, and boom, we're rocking at 140 frames right now.
that's awesome. That's a
But
huge win then.
my biggest streamer curse recently, and I don't know how to fix it. I've tried for years and I never got to figure it out. I'm not sure if it's my bitrate, I'm not sure if it's something else, I do not know. But every time I were to move my mouse, my camera around in like very intense situations, it just looks blurry. It looks like slightly pixelated. I don't know why it does that. But when I'm standing still, it's perfect. So, I look at other streamers and I show them my settings and they're like, "Oh crap, I don't know what's wrong with your stream then."
Interesting.
It's so weird to me.
Do you notice
So
it on your
weird.
monitor too, or just on your stream?
No, it's just on the stream. Like if I look at it from on the website on the Twitch website,
Yeah.
it just looks like that. I do not know how to fix that.
Interesting. I wouldn't even know if mine's doing that because I haven't been attentive enough to figure that out. But I'll have to pay attention to that now. I'm curious if anybody in chat knows how to fix that for Ace and has an idea. Throw some hints down in the chat here. Maybe we can help him get that fixed out.
I would appreciate that deeply.
Have you ever rage quit on stream or immediately regretted it?
Oh, rage quit on stream. Damn. I never I don't think if I ever actually rage quit, but I did nearly actually crashed out. And it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I was like, you know what? No, I can't. I don't want to do this. Not on stream. Okay, I just need to take my deep breaths. But I don't remember what exactly it was about. It could have I do remember one time there was it's actually a Rise player recently, and he's been doing this still. He's still doing this up to this day. But they like to sit in our barrier, and they just sit there after like 20 to like 30 minutes after a mission, and they just kill players, and they X their bags because they have a lot of arties on them. They just run.
Is it Nolan Mayfield? Can we get a shout out for Nolan?
Yes.
Dude, he
Yes,
did
Nolan.
that all last season during the winter event at Merc Base, trying to take presents for people. I actually was keeping a tally of how many times I killed him in the passage, and when it got into triple digits, I stopped counting. But man, that guy was always there. Every time you were running back from Forge, you could expect him to probably be in the pass through from Forge to Serpentine every single time. That's crazy that it's him still doing it. Has he been playing lately?
He's still doing it.
Because I saw him just recently, like maybe 2 weeks ago, for the first time in like the last year. It's been forever since I've seen him, since Christmas last year, and then all of a sudden he's back.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still doing it.
Has he been doing
Nothing
it
much we can do
consistently
about
over the
it.
last year, or is it just
Yeah,
recently?
so consistent. No, it's just recently, like for the past month, he's been just doing it.
All right, so everybody watching, heads up, watch out. Nolan Mayfield is back on the prowl. When you get that ping, Double check that it's not him. Is he still rocking the Regal? And I forget
Yeah,
what gun he has.
he's
but
still rocking the rig.
He's always
He's
in
rocking
the
a Regal and I believe it's a FAMAS.
Oh, the FAMAS from the Christmas event last year.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's rocking those too.
Yeah, that
He's
sounds
not-
about right.
He's not difficult. He's a little sneaky.
Yeah, he's tricky. He's tricky. But I will say one thing about him is he always goes back to the same spot. So if you learn where he sits, he'll be back in the same spot almost every time.
All right, Frontier guys. He sits on the river. Just keep an eye on the river. Got it.
There you go. There you go. Frontier, heads up, river. Watch that river when you're coming back in. In Serpentine, he would sit at the corner right between the Psi Pass and Radar. In the group of trees right at the corner there is where he'd always sit, and then he'd use spawn protection to try to get away from you too. But they shortened spawn protection, so they kind of nerfed him a little bit. But heads up,
Yeah.
that's hilarious. Calling out Nolan, that's awesome. Yeah, he got a couple of the guys in my clan when they first started playing the game, and man, that was devastating for them running presents back. But they had a couple hundred presents. They made it through Forge where they thought they were safe, and then they get waxed by Nolan.
Yeah, I lost about 5 mil worth of RDs when he did kill me.
Oh no, what'd you have when you?
I had like a pink scrubber and like a bunch of other stuff.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
terrible. Ah man, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've been.
It is what it
fortunate.
is.
He hasn't gotten anything from me. He's gotten close, but he's never gotten anything. And then he during the winter event, he had a little accomplice at one point, but not very commonly. He's typically a solo guy doing that. What's your favorite gun in the game StarCraft X now? Like right now,
Stalk
because it
like
changes.
like
all the
outside
time.
of StarCraft X or
No, like in the game, in StarCraft. What's your favorite gun?
I would just still say the KS1.
Ooh,
But I mean,
KS1's
my
good.
favorite gun. That like when the first plus 15 gun that I've ever had was actually my actual favorite gun IRL. That's why plus 15 it is the Mutant.
Oh, the Mutant. Mutant's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't plus 15 mine. I want to. I was kind of waiting till I got the 75 round drum mag, and I just got that. And then I used a bunch of my parts on plussing the serval, the pink version, because I don't have the full serval yet. I'm really close, but not there yet. And then I also went up because they introduced the veteran streets. And so I plus 15 the pre PSA one as well, but working on the serval. And then as I was working on the serval, I wound up pulling the Evo. So then I wound up taking all my parts that I had left and plussing the Evo because I just pulled the Evo last Sunday. So I was super stoked about that. I've been waiting for that forever.
I really want to get my hands on an SMG. That is one area that I have not got my hands on in specific wise.
I'll recommend
because
if you're close to the 175 level in sessions, just get the serval. The serval is absolutely goated. That 9x39 round is insane. If you're not close to that and you really want to jump at something, you can go after the what is it called? The hold on, I gotta look at it now. I forget what it is. It's the other 9x39 that you can craft in the barter tree. Somebody help me out here. I'm struggling. The SR3M, I think is what it's called.
SR3M
Gear Merchant. Submachine guns. Yeah, SR3M. Yep. That one's really good. I don't mind the Vector, but the short mag capacity just doesn't do it justice. And now that everybody got that huge EHP buff over the last season with all the new artifacts and stuff, the Vector's just not the way to go. SR3M though would be the one that I'd recommend if you aren't close to the serval or the Evo.
What's your thoughts on the PPK-20 then?
I don't have it personally. I don't see a lot of people use it, to be honest with you. So I've kind of been holding out. What ammo type is that one? Let's take a look here. It is a 9mm.
It's not 9mm.
Yeah. I would say I'd say the 9x39 just hits, but it has better armor pen. So if you're shooting somebody that's pretty tanky, it's going to do a lot more damage with the 9x39 round. And you're looking at
Oh,
like
true.
almost the same stats. I know a lot of the guys in the RU servers use the, yeah, you actually get 900 fire rate with the SR3M, and then you can use the 9x39 ergo mag on it as well. So probably say that the SR3M is a little better than the PPK 20.
Yeah, because I mean I'm already at the VIT, yeah, so I'm like just one gun away from the PPK 20. I can literally just get a PPK 20 right now if I had the mats.
Yeah. I mean, let us know. I mean, we'll have to get a follow up then on the PPK 20. Um,
Heck
I've,
yeah.
I've been kind of crafting a little bit of everything as I've been playing the game, kind of jumping around, trying to follow what people are saying is good. I'm one part away from the wave. I need wave number 4 part, and I've got the full wave now built. I think that's insanely good right now. Seems like that's a lot of people's favorite gun. For the snipers, and it kind of fits my play style. I like those auto or semi-auto snipers versus the bolt actions. So looking forward to that.
I see
Uh,
it in action. It's really overpowered.
yeah, Common D said he likes the PPK 20. He said his is +10, and even at +10, it's nice in chat. So maybe it's worth checking out. I know the vector's okay, just not enough bullets in my opinion. Shoots so fast.
Yeah, I mean at that point you might as well get yourself an OTS. I do want to get myself an MP7 whenever I get the opportunity to.
Yeah, the MP7's a cool gun. I've always said that like if I went back and played another veteran character, I'd probably go for the MP7 just to try it out. That'd be definitely something I'd like to check out. All right, let's get through the last couple of these interview questions. We'll go back through the chat's questions. So, Chad, if you have any other questions as we're going along, please feel free to drop them in chat. We'll get to them here in just a second. Are you a morning streamer or a night streamer? What's kind of your schedule? I always stream in the evening. What about you?
So originally when I did have my my previous job, I was a morning streamer, pretty much like afternoon to late evening. But as of recently, I've been just like midday to like late night streaming. So the schedule is a little bit all over the place, but I mean, after drops, when we don't have drops, I like to start basically a little bit after the afternoon and then hit it off until late night.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Ace, well, I appreciate all the questions. Is there anything you want to add to this that we didn't cover that you're kind of hoping to talk about? I know sometimes you have some unique stuff going on in your own stream or even in the game that you wanted to reference before we open up all the questions to chat.
Mm, let me think here. You like lizards?
Oh, we love lizards.
Heck yeah! All right, that answers all my questions.
That's all your questions. Yeah, not a furry, but lizards are cool. As a kid, I was always like going to the circuses and stuff, and I was always trying to win the little knolls and the little ping pong balls game, and I never got lucky to win one, but I always wanted to win one. My mom was probably so thankful that we never got one.
I do like to clarify that all the time. I'm not a furry, but I just love the lizard meme.
Here we go. All right, chat. Let's get to some of these questions. So, one of the questions was that Mr. Wolf Ranger asked Ace was, "What's your biggest dislike about StarCraft that's not related to just NA itself?"
Oh man. So, basically, the main thing that I don't like about StarCraft at this moment is just the way how. There's a couple of things. There's a couple of things. For some reason, the shards for the Twitch drops they have been. I mean, it's probably because some people just don't like change. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't because we don't have the opportunity to like actually gain. Like, I don't know. It takes the excitement away from the cases. So the opportunity to get like the laser pointer or the actual gun attachments, or you have the opportunity to get like the Twitched Eagle or the Twitch Glock. I feel like that was a literal peak of the Twitch drops, and the shards kind of took that away. Along with like how overpowered shotguns have been lately, you know, obviously it's for me personally, it's nice to like have something so overpowered in the game that I don't have, but that I can learn to overcome later on.
Absolutely.
And as for you know the way these signals are, man, dude, they're just a pain.
Yeah, the drop rate's super low. I think they're gonna be worth it though. I'm kind of glad it's not something you just get in a day and then you're done. It's like something you kind of got to work towards
Oh, yeah.
over time. So I'm kind of glad about that. And Clips asked, when's the next interview? So Clips, to answer that quick question here, we do the Voices of the Zone every Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So every Friday, and then I'm going to be uploading these to YouTube as well. I'm just waiting on some creatives to get finished up for like an intro video and some thumbnail layouts, and then we'll be launching the entire series. We have 5 of them already done that are going to be up there. We had Keith Dean, we had Cool Guy from NVDS, Ace. One question for you that I have: who should we interview next on the channel? Who are you going to call out to get on there and do an interview?
Oh my goodness. I have 3 people to choose, and I think I'm
Call
just
them
gonna
out.
pick
Call
my
them out.
boy. All 3 of them?
Call all 3 out. Yeah, let's call them out right now. Tell them to get a date scheduled so we can get this thing going.
Well, I would like to call out Sludge,
Sludge,
Animus, and
Animus,
Beardless.
and Beardless Broski. All right. If you guys aren't following those guys, by the way, please do me a favor and go drop them all follows. They're awesome streamers. They're great community members. They've done a lot for NA as well. I'm definitely not the first one with the mission of trying to grow the player base. Ace is another one. So if any of my followers are not following Ace or any of those other guys, any of the followers out there, please, by all means, drop everybody a follow, because it costs you guys nothing. It helps us a lot. And every now and then you might find a new streamer through that as well. But if you like any of us, you'll love these guys as well. Sledge is amazing. Beardless Broski's awesome. Ace is awesome. Every day that I come on to play StarCraft, I'll pop into their streams and just kind of pop in and say hi. Even if I don't type in chat, I'll at least sit in there for a little bit and follow. I watched Ace the whole night, actually, as we were doing this, getting this ready, from about like, I don't know, what, 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon till just now. I had your stream playing in the background, just supporting the boys. So I appreciate you guys. If you could go drop them a quick follow. And that was Ace, Beardless Broski, Sledge, and Artemis. If you could drop them follows, it'd be awesome for you guys. One of the next questions that was dropped here in the chat was, what was your first master weapon?
Oh.
And then there's some follow-up questions to that. And after time and experience, what weapon or armor did you invest time and effort into that wasn't worth it? So 2 questions.
Okay, so the first master weapon that I ever got my hands on was the QBZ, the Thunderbird QBZ. And no, I did not earn it this act. I earned it pre-Stalcraft X, I'm pretty sure. When the Zivcast, yeah, when it was like the Zivcast dedicated season. And this was like really, really like slightly before StarCraft X. And that's when I got my first red my first master gun. And as for like, are we talking about armor and weapon? The master.
Yeah, let's go ahead and give them both.
So there is one master armor that I do not use anymore, and that I did not want to invest in anymore, and that was the JD Zivcast.
Okay. JD Zivcast, not something you enjoyed. I know there's quite a few people that really loved it because of the way they built their builds and their play style. Like they're big, like move, shoot, take cover, heal, and then pop back out and finish the kill. And they seem to do really well with it. It's not my play style though. I don't do well with that kind of armor either. So I'm right there with you.
I mean, I could also say the Beast Slayer.
Beast Slayer.
Beast Slayer.
I did invest it to plus 14. I almost got it to plus 15. I should plus 15 just for the hell of it. But yeah, no, I mean if you compare it to the Vanguard, which is the combat armor for Frontier, they literally have the exact same laceration protection, almost the exact same. So I mean, at that point, what's the point of getting the Beast Slayer?
Absolutely.
You're getting the Beast Slayer for laceration protection. The only positive that I see in the Beast Slayer is the carry weight, but that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Ray, appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. Notorious asked another question here. Any advice for new players?
Oh, okay. So there's something that I noticed that a lot of new players do ask in the beginning of the game, right before they hit the bar. How do I make money? My answer to that is do not worry about money until you make it to a faction.
To the north.
Because
Yep.
but the north, the exact north, the reason for that is it's a lot easier to make money in the north. You're not gonna be worried about money that much other than you being in the bar. You know, it's just don't worry about money right now. Focus on money later on. Just focus on playing the event, like not the event, but focus on getting your gear up. Make sure you get all your attachments, your guns, your backpacks, your containers, your suits. Make sure you're focused on getting those where you're at right now, and then upgrade them the more you go, because you do not want to be running back and grinding all that the south again, just to run back up there up to the north and be like, okay, well, I felt like I just wasted my time.
Yeah, that's fair. Notorious is a new player in the game as well. He went Covenant side and he made it to the north finally. And the first day he was in the north and he got some of the thermal block together, he unlocked a CD4 in like his first or second
Whoa.
crate, and he's about to have a KS1. I think Notorious. I think you have it already, if I'm not mistaken,
Nice.
or just about to get it. This dude is a grinder. He's been going crazy, and he's an absolute legend. He's been in the stream every day, watching, asking questions, learning the game, and I've been trying to help him along. We actually gifted him. Oh, he got it today. He got the KS1 today. So he just needs a Berloga
Awesome.
6U, or he just needs to pull the container out of the thing, and he's good. Out of the serum grind, just needs to work on a scientist suit. But we actually gifted him a bunch of artifacts. Pinks artifacts, blue artifacts, a couple green shrimps, a transformer, and we also gave him a Tonga sponsored by myself and Barmethius as well. Barmethius was watching the stream, saw I was about to give him some artifacts, and he wanted to participate and join in on that, and gifted him the Tonga and some other artifacts as well. So he got like a pink Fahrenheit and some other things. So shout out to Notorious for being an absolute legend. He's also one of my subscribers. So thank you, Notorious, for that. We appreciate you, and thank you for the question, and appreciate you being here every day. Oh, he pulled the container as well and the suit. So he's got a container, he's got a suit, and the
Nice. He has the
KS1.
whole
He's
thing
loaded.
covered.
My man is here. He just needs the science suit.
But-
He can do everything.
He can literally beat the master of the zone right now and just get an immediate what do you call it,
The ticket.
veteran. Yeah, he can get the ticket. He gets himself like a veteran scientist and just grind from there.
Yeah, he'd get the
Easy
Reaper
work
right
right
off
there,
rip.
man. Yeah, the
That's
Reaper.
crazy. That's crazy. Notorious, you're an absolute StarCraft legend on NA at this point for that. He's been playing. How long have you been playing the game, Notorious? I feel like it's like a week.
Oh man, he's speed run. Any
Speed run.
percentage.
Yeah, well, he got all the good information because he did join the stream pretty early and then started playing the game because he was watching the stream. A week or so, yeah, maybe two. Yeah, that guy's dedicated. He's got it. But he got to the north in like 2 nights. It was insane for a first character, but he had the help and was able to get it. Ace, are you able to see the stream? I'm gonna switch to desktop mode real quick. On the stream, I want to
Yeah.
show you guys a armor paint that can also be a weapon paint that I made that I just sent to Expos devs to see if we can get it as a new Twitch skin for the winter event. And it may not be this year because it's a little late, But I created this thinking as I was looking at all the paints. I said it'd be really cool if we had a paint that looked like this. So I want to get your guys' feedback and thoughts on this. If this is something that if you guys saw it in the Twitch area or as one of the Twitch drop skins, if this is something you guys would support or wear, or you guys would have interest in seeing in the game. So without further ado, let's switch over. I have it modeled on the Saturn, and I have the little square paint. So here we go. So here is the Saturn, and here's the square paint. Let's take a look at the Saturn. That's what I'm looking at. What do you guys think?
That looks really dope.
I thought that'd be a pretty cool addition to the Twitch skins for the wintertime. All the Twitch skins are just purple and black for the most part, other than some of the specific winter ones, but they don't feature any of the purple like the Twitch purple. So I wanted to include the Twitch purple into it and throw this in there. So I modeled this for Expo and sent it to them, and I told them I could send them all the files so they can do their thing on their side for their art team. But I thought this would be a pretty cool skin to throw in the game. It's white enough where you're not going to stand out, but it's got the cool little purple highlights in there for the Twitch side. You guys like it?
Almost looks like the Obsidian.
Yeah, that was exactly what I like. The Toxic Corrosion which is green and black, and then they have the red version, the crimson one, which is like a red and black, which is super cool. And then they have the Twitch one, which is black and purple, which is what I kind of modeled this off of originally. But I was like, man, this would actually be a dope skin. I'd wear this. It would look awesome on a CD4. I can remodel it for a CD4 if anybody wants to see it on other armors. It'd take me like a minute or two at most. So, but I thought this would be pretty cool. I thought it turned out really well too. First time I ever did anything like this, any of the modeling, and this is my first attempt at it, so I thought it turned out pretty cool. So maybe we'll see this in the game. So if you guys see this in the game, you know where it came from now.
I would definitely be wearing that one.
Me too. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys here for the Voices of the Zone. Any other questions before we end the stream? Ace, you've been an absolute legend, man. I appreciate all you've done for the NA community. I appreciate your stream. Look forward to supporting you and continuing to keep it going. Thank you for being here tonight and taking time out of your day and your stream because you're obviously live as well. So thank you so much for the support that you've given me and my stream as well as the community.
Oh man, I appreciate you for, letting the Voices of the Zone be heard.
Absolutely.
It's a really awesome series, man.
I appreciate it, man. I look forward to continuing it and getting more players on here. We've got some other big names coming up, people that you guys are all going to know. I'm looking forward to hearing what they have to say. I feel like every person we get in here is just another person that's got something to add and more value than I realize every time I do it. So if you have any interest in being in Voices of the Zone too, I'm doing all the players of StarCraft. NA, EU, RU, I'm opening it up to everybody. I wanted to do NA to start, but I think that this could be valued across the board. And I think some of the RU and EU players could give us some insight into their experiences in the game since it's been available to them longer. And there might be some cool information that we might be able to get from them. I do have Bandit, who's going to be doing some translation for us. I look forward to interviewing some of the Spanish community as well. I know you guys are a big part of NA, so I appreciate you guys playing with us and being on the servers, and look forward to including you guys in this as well. All right, guys. Thank you so much for Voices of the Zone. We're out. All right, Ace. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's been a great time.